So if you're somebody who believes in what you can do and in what you can become in the future, but then you know too well that it's going to take a long time before you're able to make the most of your potential, and you actually need quick money at the moment. When you come online and you get to see or make money in 30 days, make money in 7 days, I promise you, it's like a trap. I experienced the same thing. Let me give my example. If you're watching this channel for the very first time, you may not have followed, but yes, I used to work in Lagos, Nigeria, and I quit my job, went back to my village to start a business with my parents, which we are running at the moment under Global Foods. And of course, a lot of things happened. I relocated, I moved to the UK much later, had a baby, and I'm particularly happy because I took that leap. It all started from NYC. There's this thing we do in Nigeria, like it's a compulsory 1 year where you get to serve your nation, they give you allowances and also. I went to do my NYC in Ogun State, which is very close to Lagos, and I moved to Lagos after NYC because I had business in mind. I wanted to run this business of souvenirs. I knew people were always doing like parties around, not just in Lagos, but even outside Lagos. And I felt that, okay, let me start running a business where I'm selling souvenirs. I go to like the main market where these guys import all these things. I get people who do the printing, they print, I supply. I was doing some of those jobs. If you check my Instagram handle, Winnie and the whole, like scroll down, you still see where I was putting up adverts of those souvenirs. So that was what took me to Lagos. But arriving in Lagos, I was new in Lagos and I didn't know people. So I felt that, man, I really needed to have an avenue where I'll get to meet people. And personally, I'm not a very outgoing person. I stay indoors. Let's say for more than half of my life, I have been indoors. I'm not an introvert, of course, but I'm just somebody who keeps to myself. And I knew that I needed an avenue where I'll get to meet people. So I said, okay, let me apply for a job. So of course, a friend connected me. I went for interview there. After the interview, I passed. So I said, okay, if I have a job, I'm going to be able to meet people more. And I actually was working in an international school, and I also looked at it from the angle of, okay, I could actually do souvenirs for the school, their school uniforms. This is actually like an example of one of those souvenirs I used to do back then. But I just needed quick money because I didn't know people in Lagos at the time. I was marketing online. I just started and I couldn't be patient enough to wait, like to try different marketing tactics. I just couldn't wait. I didn't want to be patient to wait and build up my entrepreneurial skills, and also needing the quick money, of course, getting the job, thinking you're going to supply souvenirs for the school. I think probably the first day of my employment or the second day, I'd already approached somebody I knew who was like a top person, and I felt that yeah, I'll get this contract. So I met this guy, spoke to him, told him what I do. Can I do that for the school? With excitement and optimism, of course. And he told me that yeah, they have somebody who does that for them already, so it's not allowed. And I also got to understand from my place of work that it wasn't like it was illegal, it wasn't allowed for you to be running a business while working for the organization. And I was like, man, but then I'm one of these persons who I know it's not allowed, and I know that it's really not a crime per se, like it's not a big crime that can land me in prison. So of course, why not break the rules? So I knew deep down I want to break the rules. And aside that, it also sends a message that more than often, most of these 9 to 5s, they don't allow you run another business. It happens most of the time. I think only few 9 to 5s allow their employees to run businesses. And so a lot of people give their reasons. They say, yeah, if you're running a business, your concentration is not really going to be like 100% at the job you're doing, and that's the reason why they don't want you running. But how about the money? Is the money enough to like pay your bills? Is the money going to take you to where you want to be in life? Yeah, it could pay your bills, but can it actually pay for your like the big dreams you have in your head? Are you even growing where you are? Okay, so I still pushed, but you know, when you're working with people who have given up also, who don't have those dreams to conquer, you're having conversations with them, before you know, like the whole entrepreneurship dream, it died. I tell you, it died. And I found myself there stuck doing the job, so Saturdays and Sundays, Probably I would have felt maybe on Saturday I could sneak out and get to the market, do this whole business quickly. But man, I just couldn't even get the time because I was working Saturdays, I was working Sundays. Only few times would Sunday be free, and then of course Sunday the market is closed. In fact, I even want to rest because my whole week it's been long. Like I'm working from 9, not 9 to 5. Mine was 8 to 5, not 9 to 5. So it really was that tight, and I couldn't run any business at the end of the day. And that's how I woke up one day after like one year. Actually, even after a few months, I already realized that man, I just don't belong to this place. After a few months, I'd already realized that. And then I wrote my resignation letter a year after. But when I submitted the resignation letter, they told me, yeah, that I just started working there, and they appealed that I should like give them another year. At least I should stay for a while. I shouldn't just, they actually looked at it as a young person who is just coming in and is probably that ambitious. They probably have gotten another job somewhere, because the normal thing is to quit the job, then get another job elsewhere. Probably someone else has called you for employment, and that's why you're trying to leave. But I was actually leaving because I knew that no, I cannot continue there. And I wasn't leaving to apply at another company, because what took me into this whole thing was not even the job thing. It was about meeting people, doing the whole business. And this environment at the end of the day wasn't an environment where I was going to grow. So I knew I had to leave. But when they told me that I tried staying back and all, I said, okay, why don't I stay back and sharpen my skills? Okay, what will I work with? I looked around. Okay, I had a desktop to myself. I wasn't so good at computer. Matter of fact, before I got the job, I did not even know how to save a document on Microsoft Word. I just didn't know I could. Just, if you give me a laptop, I'll go to the movie section, watch a movie, and that's just all. I'm not going to do anything extra than that. So I didn't even know how to navigate on the computer. So for the extra 1 year I had to find my way, learn how to like just learn something digital, learn something that can help me still become like reach my potential even when I leave like this the 9 to 5 thing, even when I'm home, because I knew that yeah, people were making money online, people were making money from home. So how can I get to make money from home? Like, let me just do my research and find out all these things. So of course, throughout the next 1 year, I did my plan, learned everything. Of course, not everything I had to learn, but learned everything I needed to begin, at least as a beginner. And I sent in my resignation letter the second time. That is after 1 year. That's after 2 years roughly. I sent in another resignation letter, and they still felt they could talk me into like staying back. But at this point in my life, I knew I had to take control of my life. I did not know what the following year was going to look like. I didn't know. This is actually the following year we're talking about. This is me right now, 1 year after. 1 year and few months after. I didn't know what it was going to look like. So many people were advising me, Nigeria is so hard right now. You shouldn't take this and all of that. Don't take this step. You're just being a Gen Z. I'm not even a Gen Z in the first place. But I said, no, I have to go because I have things to achieve in my life, and staying in this place is going to reduce my potential. So I just cannot. So that was how I left, and this is where my life is right at the moment. So it's just today I was just like recollecting and realizing how if I did not have the courage to like jump out, I probably would have still been in that job, killing my potential, like killing who I could. I wouldn't even have a baby today. I just wouldn't have the free life that I have today, the time I have to spend with my family members, my loved ones and all, even to be able to eat healthy. I just wouldn't have had that time on my hands. My whole life would have just been draining out, and maybe I would have stayed there for like 25 years or even more, because some people had been there like almost, I think, was it 18 years or something. I probably would have been there. So one staff had been there for 20 years. So I probably would have been there for up to 20 years, killing my life, like probably dropping there. And that's why I'm making this YouTube video today, because it came up in my head and I realized how when you really need quick money, you would find yourself falling deep into a pit, because they're telling you you can make this money within 30 days rather, within 7 days. And then before you know, your brain goes there, you will not even realize when you're so deep. So if you're somebody who really believes in what you can be, I believe in what I can be in the future. It's going to take some time, but I have dedicated my life to putting in the work, sharpening my axe before the time comes. Everything great in life, it takes time to be built. There are two different types of growth. One type of growth is like it starts from the root. Like if you plant the seed gets strong from the roots. It's not growing upwards, it's growing downwards. And by the time it starts growing upwards, it will have already had very strong roots that for whatever wind that blows, it still remains. While the other type of growth is upward. Once you plant the seed, the tree starts growing upward, but then the roots are so shallow. And for whatever wind, no matter how slight the wind even blows, it falls off. So if you look back at the very best of the best in the world, you would also see that it took them time to get to where they were. Sorry, to get to where they are. If you look at Ronaldo, you look at Michael Jordan, you look at different stars in the world, they didn't just wake up. Usain Bolt didn't just wake up and become Usain Bolt. They had so many years of training, so many years of persistence and being patient before they became who they are today, or before they got to where they are. So patience is key. So if you're somebody who believes in yourself and what you can be, please do not fall for that trap. If you really want to fall for the trap, like you really need to like construct a perfect plan around it. But if you cannot construct a perfect plan around you, and if you know you're going to like shut your ears to what everybody around your environment is saying, but it's really hard. It's hard because influence, you just would not know when it's getting deep until it's really deep. So if you're that kind of person, please, man, abort that mission. So thank you so much for watching. My channel is all about my journey, and I hope it can get to inspire you to like jump out, take that leap that is going to make you have control of your life and be very excited to be alive, rather than waking up and feeling like you just came to this life to pay bills and die and there's nothing more to life. There is so much more to life. So if you want to be listening to more of my content, make sure you subscribe so that each time I make a video, you'll be notified. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.